thanks for joining us in Geneva for AI for Good Global Summit 2024, where I am delighted to be joined by Tobey. Danny is partner at DLA Piper. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
So, Danny, you are a lawyer, medical doctor, and software founder, and you were recognized in 2023 by the Financial Times as the Innovative Lawyer of the Year. So, congratulations, I guess.
Thank you.
But you have been working on implementing AI throughout different industries. So I guess my first question to you is, given the potential of not just AI, but now Gen AI, the new generation of AI, how do you imagine the technology will change various sectors? I mean, what are you working on and what's exciting at the moment?
Well, red teaming is something we're very focused on right now. So how do you test generative AI compared to old-fashioned AI? So as lawyers, we have a really interesting role to play. We have to take these concepts like fairness and transparency and take them from principles and actually help companies come up with a way to prove that they're aligning with those values. So we've been doing things like legal red teaming, where we will actually look at a Gen AI product in a particular sector. Maybe it's healthcare or education or insurance. We'll figure out what are the legal risks here, the ways that society has decided you can or cannot behave in a particular industry. And then we go to town on the model with lawyers deposing the model, just like they would depose a witness, and really trying to get it to cross those legal and reputational and ethical lines.
That's a very valid point. One of our interviewees reminded us earlier that ethical development and deployment of AI will become a commercial advantage. Do you agree with that?
I do, if for no other reason than the people who don't take that route are going to be driving off a cliff. So the best way to succeed in this industry is to really put the time in on the front end to make sure that your AI is safe, is reliable, is consistent. Consistency is a big issue with generative AI. If you ask it 10 times, it gives you 10 different answers. So one of the things we're really helping companies do is set up ways to monitor their AI over time. You have to be practical and efficient, but at the same time, AI can veer off course. It's not like an old-fashioned product like a toaster where once it's out there, it doesn't change. This is technology that continues to evolve and change in the field, and we have to help companies come to terms with that and build systems to control for it.
So how do we reconcile the need for exploration and innovation when it comes to AI and the need for it to be ethical, safe, sustainable, as we've mentioned?
Well, I always start with the technology team at whoever I'm working with, because I'm a former software founder, and I know what it feels like to be out on the road selling a new software tool that has, all kinds of potential to break, and you're up all night fixing it. So I know that software requires iteration. It's never perfect the first time out. So this is not about perfection. It's not about going over the top. It's about really thinking hard. How could this go wrong in ways that matter? And let's put safeguards around that while letting innovation go forward, in the right direction.
One of the challenges we're facing with AI is bias in AI systems. We know it can exacerbate existing inequalities. So how can we ensure that AI tools designed for well-being are fair, inclusive, and accessible to all populations?
So the first thing we have to do is define what we're talking about when we use words like fair and bias and accessible. Those are incredibly important goals for AI, but at the company level, they have to figure out, well, how do we test for that? And AI has really matured over the last 5 years, not just the technology, but the governance. It was first ethical AI, then it was responsible AI, and now it's really legal AI. So we may not be able to agree on fairness as a philosophical concept, but we know what the law says about discrimination, about bias, about infliction of emotional distress. These are similar concepts to toxicity and bias, but the law has already told us how to measure and test for those things. And we think for companies rolling out AI, that can be an important guide star.
What are, according to you, the key long-term challenges and opportunities when it comes to AI?
Well, there are challenges, but one opportunity that I'm really excited about is giving people access to justice. So right now, there are people all over the world who don't have access to lawyers, to judicial systems. It's too long, it's too slow, it's too expensive. I think AI is an incredible tool for opening up access to legal information. So DLA Piper, my law firm, has founded, we're calling it the AI Law and Justice Institute, and it's a not-for-profit working as part of the United Nations AI for Good. And we're going to convene world experts. We're having our first symposium in Stanford in the fall. And we're really going to talk to our technology partners and our legal partners to say, how can we open up responsible, consistent, affordable legal systems to all the people right now who may not have access?
Danny, to wrap up, what are the recent advancements or developments in AI that you find most exciting, that you're most enthusiastic about? And why does it, or do they hold so much promise, according to you?
Well, I think generative AI, right now, it's being used as a question and answer machine. But I think in the long run, what it really is a translator. It's a tool for us to speak in natural language with not just the bot itself, but all types of AI, all types of technology. So I think what we have unlocked with tools like ChatGPT and Gemini is a way for humans to communicate much more naturally. That is an incredibly democratizing force. It means anyone with an internet connection can now access the power of AI. But it also means that people can use it for other uses that are also easier now. So I think the stakes become higher in both directions. We have to dedicate much more attention and time to safety and guardrails. But at the same time, we are going to narrow a lot of societal gaps using this linguistic tool.
I cannot resist one more question, an existential question, actually. Will AI replace lawyers?
There's a saying that everybody likes to say, and I don't know if it's true or not. They say AI will not replace lawyers. Lawyers who use AI will replace lawyers who don't. I think there's some truth to that, but I think the answer is no. AI will not replace lawyers. It will take away some of the routine parts of our job, but so much of what lawyers do is what we're doing right now, the face-to-face communication. It's bridging gaps. It's reaching consensus. And even if a machine could do that, I'm not sure people would accept it. There's something about the humanity of our interactions and negotiations that I think lawyers will always be needed for.
Danny, thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
That was Danny Tobey, partner at DLA Piper. Thank you for watching.